Hello everyone, Drake Robinson here, and I wish I didn't have to be talking about this. I really did, because I do not like this freaking woman. The Scream franchise is dead, has been dead for quite some time now. But I have to say, I really, I just got a rant on this, because this just made me so mad when I saw this. And it's perfect encapsulation of the modern female mindset. I'm sorry, I have to say that as well. It starts with this moron, Melissa Barrera, complete, complete ungrateful, just epitome of everything I talk about is wrong with that specific gender, I'll say. But she did an interview. She got fired, as we know, a couple years back from Scream 7 for being a terrorist supporter. Um, and or sympathizer, one of the two. Both are the same in my opinion. But anyways, she got fired, uh, and of course there was this big controversy of who was gonna, Then the director ended up dropping out and all that other stuff. But Melissa Barrera finally did an interview because with these privileged blue pillar celebrities, they gotta make everything this big, you know, instead of just coming out and saying how you feel. They got this big theatrics of, oh, I'm gonna tell my story now. Like, okay, that would have been nice to hear like 2 years ago how you felt, but okay, I guess better late than never. But anyways, uh, where she pretty much slammed everyone who did Scream. Now I am not a fan of Scream 7. I want to preference that. It had nothing to do with Nev Campbell. You know, she did not. She was the only bright spot in my opinion who brought that movie, up for. Because imagine if she wasn't in it and it was already bad, in my opinion. But so I just want to preface that it had nothing to do with her. The movie's just bad because the directing is bad, the writing is bad, the characters are bad. Not Sydney, but I'm saying overall it was a bad movie, but it had nothing to do with Sydney. Okay. Um, just like the last three movies have been worse. I would say Scream 5 is probably the worst. I would watch Scream 7 over Scream 5 any day of the week. Same with Scream 6. But, yeah, so where she pretty much just called everyone scabs who returned to do a movie. Like, it just shows the narcissism this lady has. Like, you expect a whole bunch of people to just not come back. Jenna Ortega didn't come back. To miss out on a good payday because Scream movies are destined to do like box office numbers. Like they are just because it's Scream. We grew up with it. We love it. Now I don't love it so much nowadays, but back when the last good Scream movie was Scream 4, it could have easily ended there. The only reason these last now I guess four movies, Scream 8 is in development apparently. The only reason those movies are doing or were doing any box office numbers is because of the legacy it's riding its coattails on, pretty much. Excuse me. But yeah, she also went on to like slam all the people that came back, and called them scabs, and like they have to live with that, and like so you kind of throwing your own friends, Nepo Baby, Chad, and Woke Randy, Jasmine Savoy Brown. I thought y'all were close. So what, you talking crap about your own co-host, your own co-stars? I'm sorry, because they decided to come back. I wish they didn't. We didn't need them at all. But like realistically, like I've never heard of either of these two, ever in anything. The only reason people may have known who Mason Gooding was is because of his dad. Because, like I say, he's a Nepo baby. Other than that, the guy has no charisma, no talent, not even a shred that Cuba Gooding Jr. has. So, so it would be a lot harder for them to get work. If Jenna Ortega, like I said, she can opt out of a project. The girl is loaded. The chick is loaded. All right. She's highly overrated as an actress, obviously, but that's just the fact of the matter. She's loaded. She can't afford to not do a project. Those two, they don't have even close um, star power. Probably as close to the financial power. So this would be a good paycheck for them. So you're essentially not only are you crapping on the OG cast, you're crapping on your co-stars. Wow, some friend she is. And then she wanted to say that, you know, the only reason Scream 7 was successful, they were able to make it is because of nostalgia bait. And I'm like, bitch. So you telling me Scream 5, where the opening was literally the same as the opening in Scream in the original Scream, and the ending was literally kind of the exact same house, Stu Macher's house. You mean to tell me that's not nostalgia bait? You being Billy Loomis's mysterious bastard daughter, that's not nostalgia bait? You watch the Scream 5 trailer, you would think Sydney and Gale and Dewey had all this amazing stuff. They were the focal points, but no, combined, they probably all had like 15 minutes of screen time while you soaked it up with your uncharismatic, lifeless wooden face. Like, don't sit there and talk to me about nostalgia bait. In Scream 6, where literally it was the exact same as Scream 2, basically, just a lot crappier. Scream 2 is 10 times better, where uh, there was this big old shrine of all the past, ghost races and their victims, and like, you mean to tell me that's not nostalgia bait? Like, don't ever, like, you, so you're a hypocrite, you're narcissistic, and you're a terrorist sympathizer. You're just a horrible person. This Melissa chick, she's just an awful, terrible person. The epitome of what the modern female mindset is, blue pillar mindset is, like the epitome. Matthew Lillard did an interview recently where he talked about how no one in Hollywood really likes him, and the only reason he is getting work nowadays is because of nostalgia. People love nostalgia. Yeah, I agree. I have to agree with him. And it's also like, she talks about nostalgia bait. Duh, everything is nostalgia bait. Why you think they're still making Halloween movies? Why you think they're still making Scream movies? Why you think a Child's Play movie is reportedly coming out? Why you think another Toy Story movie and all these other movies sequels? Nothing is original in Hollywood nowadays. Hollywood's out of ideas. Hollywood's out of originality. There's no such thing as originality nowadays. Yeah, like I was saying about Matthew Lillard, he was saying that no one really likes him in Hollywood, and people, I mean, he's only getting work because people love nostalgia, and he's right. No one, Matthew Lillard was not doing anything for years, but ever since these new Scream movies came out, and people realized how much of a gem he was. Now, and start flooding him with all. Now he's getting Five Nights at Freddy's, and he's getting apparently a Superman movie he may be starring in. So like, yeah, he's getting work now, but like he kind of feels that it's not really earned. It's only because people like love nostalgia, which I can't disagree with him on. I like Matthew Lillard, but in everything, I saw him in Scooby Doo, all this other stuff. And he's not wrong when he says that. So, which is sad, but it's a sad but true statement. Nostalgia is what makes the world go round nowadays. No such thing as originality. But yeah, but like for her to be talking like this, and like the fact that she thinks she's honestly like the face of the franchise, like bitch, you are fight. You are. What are you? You are. You are. You are Finding Dory. Y'all remember? Y'all remember Finding Dory? It's like the sequel to like Finding Nemo. aka I like to call Finding Money, because that's all that movie was a cash grab. Much like Scream 5, 6, 7, and 8 are gonna be cash grabs. You were just a placeholder. Nev Campbell had this like warm cup of coffee in her hand. She was tired of carrying it, so she's like, "I'm gonna put this down." That's all you are, Melissa Barrera. A placeholder for Sydney so she can do other stuff and be a mom or whatever. That's all you were, just a nice warm placeholder for her to keep her coffee until she was ready to grab that coffee, blow it off, and start doing her Sydney Prescott thing again. That's all you are. You are Finding Dory to Sydney's Finding Nemo. You are Cars 2 to Sydney's Cars 1. You you will never be as good. Ever. You will just forever be secondary. You will never be the face of this franchise. This will always be Nev Campbell's franchise. Wes Craven first, then Nev Campbell's. I just want to preface that. R.I.P. The icon, Wes Craven. Like I said, the last Scream movie we ever got that was good was Scream 4. It really should have ended there. It really should have. Because that was the last movie Wes Craven ever directed. Wrap things up nice into a tight bow. The OG cast got out. We got a great Ghostface and Jill and Charlie, who is highly underrated. I'm sorry, Charlie, as a Ghostface killer. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry I had to rant on this because that just made me so mad. Like, who the hell are you, lady? If it wasn't for these Scream movies, these last two Scream movies, no one would know who you are. No one knows who you are as a singer. No one would know who you are as an actress, because you're not good at either. I haven't heard you sing, but something tells me that you're not good at that either. You should be getting down on your knees and, well, probably can't say that, but kissing the feet of every last person who put you in that position. You are now. Yeah, like I said, Scream is the only reason people know who you are. What do you think? People are going to remember you from Abigail? People are going to remember you from freaking Your Monster? Yeah, those are... yeah. Total memorable... Definitely some memorable accolades there. Abigail and Your Monster. Yeah, okay. Anyways. So anyway, I'm done talking about this idiot. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Just perfect encapsulation of of the ungratefulness of the modern blue pillar female. Sorry, that's just, I have to say it like that. That's just a perfect encapsulation. Narcissistic, just not grateful, and it's sad because if anyone would kill to be in her position, but what does she have to say? Oh well, everyone who did that movie without me has to live with the consequences. Like, this is all I got to say next. Anyway, I'm out.